So you can see hello everyone on YouTube, and on a Zoom as well. No space. I have a few questions today. I think there's one question actually left from last week, and a couple of questions from this week. Let's see how it goes. Is it lighting okay on YouTube? If you find it uncomfortable, please can you just wave your hand and say it's not good lighting? I will try to find a way to improve it if I can, which is very difficult sometimes. I think that will be better. Yeah, looks better. Hello. Okay. So I can see the few questions are popped in. If you are on YouTube, please, you can also send your questions through. And if you are on a Zoom, please, you can ask directly. So, last week's question, let's start from there. It's difficult to read, but I will see what I can do. So, there is a question. First one is, can I pronounce the name? Probably prefer not to. What difference does it make to soul leaving the body after the age of 84? Very precise number. Is somebody predicted that for you that you are going to leave when you are 84? And you are already worrying about when you are age 40? You got 44 more years to enjoy the life. Apparently, the person does not even need to be spiritual. But if the body lives for 7 solar cycle or 108 full moons, no, 1008 full moons, it gets easier to go on a higher plane, or person not be born again. There's too many questions in that question. And why women generally live longer? I guarantee this question actually comes from a woman. Because there is not, otherwise will not make such a statement. I think men also live longer as well as women. So the gender is irrelevant. The sex is irrelevant. Important part is the how well somebody have nourished their femininity and masculine energy inside. More feminine energy you have, more femininity you have, the divine you feel inside you. Because you will not be holding and suppressing your emotions too much. More masculine energy you have, you're more likely to suppress emotions because you're ruled by ego. You're ruled by the mind, the power. The femininity brings the soft side in you. Muscular energy brings the aggressive, or you can call it ego, the control side of you. Which means usually the femininity allows you to be soft and tender with the emotions. Where muscular energy will like you to hold on to the emotions and try to chew them as much as you can and hold the grudge to the mark to everyone or anyone you can find it. So that's the one point. Second point is I rather take my mobile so I can read it better. So I have a poor screen. I need this 4K smart TV so I can read it properly. I'm not asking anyone, by the way. So now I can see the question a bit clear. What difference does it make soul to leave the body after the age of 84? Makes zero difference. You can die 120, still be malicious, still be Sudra, spiritually, not physically I'm talking about. Yeah. Or unliberated, unenlightened, unaware, absolutely full, zero consciousness at all. Age makes irrelevant. You think people get older, they get enlightened? I don't think so. Age is irrelevant. Apparently, the person does not even need to be spiritual, but if the body lives for 7 solar cycles or 1008 full moons, it gets easier to go on a higher plane. Have you calculated in 1 year you get how many full moons? 12 of them. 12 full moons you probably get over 1 year. And how many years you will have in 1008 full moons? Approximate 84 years, which is your age you were talking about previously before. Number 84 actually come from 84 like yonis, not 84 years. If you can have even 108-year age, not 84-year age, if your karma is not conscious, if you are not spiritually evolved or have a awareness, you are still going to go to the lower place. Mentally you are in lower place, age will not help you there at all. So, important part, start practicing spirituality even when you are 5 years old. And you leave the body even at a younger age, even 30, 35, 40, 50. I'm not wishing anybody to leave. You understand, the day your karma balance becomes zero, you live or not live, irrelevant. You only live in to help humanity or spreading the message of divinity. But your spirit, soul, your consciousness have a zero need to be in a body. It only becomes a service to humanity, service to kindness, service to compassion, service to Sangha, service to as much as help you can provide to other people to walk on the path of liberation or moksha or salvation, whatever you want to call it. These concepts are also, remember, man-made. To create a peace inside you is the ultimate goal. Create a awareness within you to understand yourself is a message of spirituality, not to live longer. Do you think tortoise live 300 years or 400 years is enlightened? I don't think so. Turtles, I have never seen an aura around turtle or having the 7 chakra dance or having unicorn grown. The tortoise still have to come back to different lifespan. Tortoise doesn't start eating with his 2 hands, he still uses his mouth. But age is irrelevant. Tortoise is happy in his way. Maybe this is the last lifetime for tortoise. Maybe live 300 years, 400 years and never come back again. But I can guarantee you're going to come back. Because only way you can liberate or find a freedom by dropping the attachment of senses. Either you do it by accepting it or completely renounce it. You should not feel any difference in your pleasure or pain your senses feel at all. Neutral, totally neutral. So next part of the same question. Women live longer than men. I'm very happy to hear that. And I guarantee many men is wishing now, wish they were a woman, so they can live longer. I can see Stefan already thinking about it. I'm praying for the next lifetime. I'm only putting my order forward. Now is a bit personal question. People get affected in their whole life. When they get affected, they become into a survival mode, not opinionating. They become survival. So they give their viewpoint to everything and anything. Once you have lived a rough life, suffered trauma, psychological problem, mental problems. So what you do, what you only can share what you have received or what you hold inside. If you have received trauma, suffering throughout the life, and you both onto those sufferings and identify yourself with those sufferings, what you are going to offer to other people, those sufferings, but nothing else. You can call them, they are affecting you, they give you pain, they make your life difficult, they hold in lots of anger, or they hold in bitterness, or they lose their sarcasm, or they lose their bitterness, or they become just opinionated. It is either in their survival instinct, or they are only sharing what they have experienced, and they try to make you the same, or make sure that nobody else feel what they have felt. It can go 2 ways. When you get abused, either you abuse or you rise above, you make sure nobody else get abused. You become activist. Or you become advocation for it, not to be get abused. Does that make sense? So don't look too much into it. Just send blessings to the person whoever lost, and send great prayers to them. If you hold them, whatever emotions you received, the person who left the body is irrelevant now. Does not exist at all. But whatever emotion you receive is your connection to that person is affecting you at present today. So make peace with those emotions, make peace with those feelings. Nourish them if they were good, nourish them if they were bad. Not just only good things and bad things, you have to nourish them. Make peace with them. Accept them or drop them. That is my advice will be. And they are more relaxed about life. I hope so. By age 84, age 85, you feel like a child. You throw tantrum for everything. If you don't get milk, hot milk with sugar, and you, because you're a child, you have the same thing. Age 84, my grandfather didn't like it because he always liked it with the honey. If he's missing something in there, or some other things, he will tell you off. So you're just like a child, 5-year-old, 6-year-old, When you get age 84, some people never grow. They always be a child. They're not child, they behave like child. Childish. Okay. Previous weeks, last week, or I think a couple of weeks back, can you please explain what hypersensitivity of the side and top of the skull region of the skull? Very sensitive to touch. There was a question from my dear friend, I can't say the name, Jake Bond. I said it, by the way. So he sent the question, can you please explain what hypersensitivity of the skull top part of the head is? It can happen either two reasons. Too much consumption of sugar, imbalance of circulatory system problem, tiredness, lack of sleep. These are the negative sides. You could talk about them because you're not looking after your physical body properly. Positive side, you are meditating, too much stress created in crown chakra, and energy is not flowing to the crown chakra. You are holding the energy, or you feel like you're carrying the world on top of your head. Suppressor of the energy from crown can also make you feel very sensitive. Have a cold shower, my friend. Or get a oil every day, put it on top of the skull. Get a nice mustard oil or coconut oil, top of the skull, and give it a very gentle rub. Like, remember the point where your little heart used to beat top the head? Same point, you should give a massage. If you are having this because of meditation, you should give oil to your head. That will help you. Maybe regularly put a oil in your head, not the, little sprays nowadays you get them for shining the hair. Put oil once a week, that will also help you. So, hypersensitivity can be caused by lack of poor circulation, lack of health issues, too much pressure in the brain, meditating with a stressful forehead. I know some people feel like they are going to pierce the third eye when they look too much into the Sambhavi Mudra or into the crown. But despite, they don't see anything in there. That's the one question. I hope it makes sense. If it doesn't explain it, if we have explained the question a bit more properly, what is the reason and why you feel that, I would have given a bit more better advice. Or a bit more explanation why it is actually happening. Vipassana meditation or yoga, both are different. My friend, purpose is the same. They are maybe look different, practice differently, but purpose is the same. Process is the same. Vipassana and yoga. What you do in yoga, you do same in Vipassana. The structure, the way of explanation might be slightly different, approach might be slightly different, but technique is the same. But when you say the modern Vipassana, you can't practice yoga when you're doing Vipassana. I also say the same, because it creates a vibration and sensation. What you are creating to take them out, what are you using mental power, what are you using physical power. But just to clear the samskaras out of the body, clear the karma out of the body. Which one is easier to perform ultimately? Do both of them give the same output? Yes, both of them give the same output if you do it correctly. Or you can become addicted to yoga, you can become addicted to the Vipassana, nothing happens. You remain still square zero, as it is. Zero transformation. If it's done correctly, yes, you will have a certain transformation possibilities within your mind and within your body. Which one is easier? None of them. Nothing is easier. If it's easier, why bother? You are wasting your time and effort. Because your mind is already looking for easy solution. There is nothing free in the world. And there is nothing easier in the world. Nothing difficult in the world. And nothing you pay for. Remember, your mind is looking in the polarity. Despite the practice you are doing, is supposed to bring your mind into non-polarity. And how is it possible you will get the benefit of the practice? You're already coming from either right side and left side, or coming from right and left, to duality point of view. So you make your mind first non-dual and then try to practice. Don't look for harder, easier, just go for it. Like some of my dear students, they have never practiced Pranakriya Yoga with me. It's a sign up for TTC. And when they come, they realize, why did I put myself to such torture? It's mental, physical, and emotional. How imagine like somebody comes along, they steer the entire life inside out, and you want to run away after second day. Same thing happened with the Himalayan Hatha Yoga TTC. You start looking for excuses. How can I escape? But some of the brave people I have had in my sessions, they survive and they change completely. The next part of the question, what do I mean by alignment? Whole life is alignment. You are aligning your spirit with your senses. That's the first alignment. You are aligning your inner awareness with your senses to the outside, how you project it, how the outside gets projected inside you, or you project outside yourself. That is also alignment. So make sure you can see whatever is inside you outside. Don't have a wrong visibility. If you moment you are not aligned with yourself, you will see a non-projection. Somebody else's projection, you will claim it that is yours. That is also a misalignment. Physical body alignment, mind and your emotional alignment. There's one more question, but actually not a question, but it's a good topic. So I'm just reading somebody else's conversation. While many people believe, I think that was the comment somebody made it. I think I made a video with one of my students in a Graffield, saying the no goal, just live a life. And somebody come along, made a comment on it. You also like from the while many people believe that ultimate goal of the life is happiness. Who told you that? It's man-made. What is happiness? If somebody told you ultimate goal of life is unhappiness, you will chase unhappiness. It's a psychological disorder everybody have in their head. Because you have to be happy. Why do you have to be happy? Maybe you are not, maybe you're already happy. But you already start questioning that you are not happy. You have to be happy in life. Ultimate goal of life is happiness. But the truth is, obtaining happiness is not the main goal. This is still person's question. I should read it fully. Many religions worldwide advocate the concept of liberation. Forget about religions, my friend. Become religious. Every religion should be eradicated. I guarantee you, humans will be so much in peace. You should practice religiousness, not the religion. Be religious in your nature. The moment you label your religiousness to a religion, you become limited. You become into a box. Concept of liberation as being the ultimate goal of life. Forget about it. You can never be liberated. As long as you have mind, body, and senses. Are you looking for liberation? Who is liberating who and from what? If there is nothing to liberate from, if everything is illusion, why you gonna leave the body, you gonna leave behind. But develop the awareness that whatever it is all self-projection and self-manifested. You buying and creating identification to outside is the problem, not the liberation. You don't need liberation. You need separation. To self-awareness is required to understand what you call life is maybe actually not a life even. You call that you are living a life, but some people might believe you are actually dying every day. The day you were born, your death started. The day you were born, your death started. Most people realize the day you knock off the body, say person is dead. Person been dying since the day he or she or it was born, every day dying. But nobody call it. You are 1 day dead. You are 2 days dead. Or 1 year dead. You celebrate a happy birthday. It's not actually a happy birthday. You are 1 year less. You are 1 year closer to the reality of the body. So it depends how you look at it. It's perception. Some call it moksha, some nirvana, while others call it enlightenment. All the words are same. Enlightenment, you should get it before you die. Nirvana, you should get it before you die. Death, you should get it before you die. Leave this body, basically. So, live nirvana, not attain nirvana. Purpose of this life to live nirvana. Purpose of this life to live in this state of life. Be completely liberated from the desire of your senses or the limitation of your senses. Two words separate here. Desire or limitation of your senses. Abundance should become a part of you. The point is, learn to enjoy life. You buy too much into the limitation, or if the mind is not limited, you create more doubts every day. Even if you're meditating and you start really feeling bliss, say, am I really meditating? At least enjoy the moment that what you are experiencing, enjoy it. You go to see a teacher, is that teacher is a really teacher? You have zero idea, not understand it, but start questioning the practice. At least enjoy the practice. Maybe teacher got enlightenment, not got enlightenment, it's irrelevant. You create your own possibilities by the practices. Teacher have eaten or not eaten will make a zero difference to your value. When you have eaten, will be satisfying yourself. You understand? When you go to a restaurant, do you think every chef who is cooking food for you is have full belly at that time? I don't think so. They eat end of the day. But if you start worrying about it, I'm pretty sure you walk out of the restaurant empty stomach. Because you will not find a single chef who have eaten. Because they eat food, they sleep. So start enjoying the practice. Implement the benefits of the practice. Rather than you are, let's say that you get some practice given, say, will that practice work or not work? At least practice it. You got nothing to lose. May have not worked for hundreds of people, might do the trick for you. I had a teacher who used to slap people. It didn't work for me. But it did work for many people. They became awakened, immediately enlightened with the one slap. And he never saw them again. Because they became enlightened and they left. But I went every day. Because I never got enlightened and he never slapped me again. He tried it. So please don't start doing that, Stefan. Giving enlightenment to people by slapping them to do. So remember, when you are religious, your nature is different. When you are boxed in a religion, you will not even go to see another teacher who, despite even the same path. You know, the Protestant don't go to Orthodox church, Orthodox don't go to Catholic church, Catholic don't go to England church. They all don't go to each other. Yeah, that's one question. I know some of the Hinduism practice, Seva people don't go to Krishna temple, but some of the extreme people I'm talking about. Yeah. But mostly they go to every temple. But somebody who is really dedicated to the one particular part of it, they will not go. Even the Sufi will not go to the Shia's mosque, Shias will not go to Sunni's mosque, Sunnis will not go to the Ahmadiyya's mosque. There's mosque problem too. So within your one religion, there's many problems. I know the Mahayana, Hinduyan, Vajrayana people, they don't even like each other. Similarly, in the Buddhism, and they prefer not to go to each other's practices. Despite source is one. Jainism, Pitambar, but they don't like each other. They say, you worship naked person, we don't like naked people. So similarly, I younger people who they will take back to yoga practice. You cannot walk into anger yoga class without you train into anger. You can't teach anything else other than anger meditation. Ashtanga people don't like hatha people. They don't like the series. There's always a problem because mind creates problem. And as a human being, you love problem but nothing else. If there is no problem, you make sure there is a problem so you can solve it. So you feel worthwhile living. You understand? There is human nature. If there is no problem, you make a problem so you feel you can solve it, so you feel worthwhile living. I know 3 people in my life. They rip clothes off, say, oh, this clothes is broken. And then I will stitch it for you. That I used to have a very dear friend of mine. And he will literally go along, rip my clothes off, say so he can stitch them afterward for me. There was no problem, but he made the problem, so he can have a 2-hour or maybe 2-time conversation. One time telling me the problem, second time fixing the problem. He get a great opportunity to have a half-hour conversation each time. He found different ways to approach me. So the problems, stop looking for them in life. Try to see how much actually you can transform yourself. But whatever issues you have with yourself is not the problem. It is the qualities you need to develop inside you. A self-examination is not a problem. If you find certain limitation of your mind, is not the problem. It is actually a good thing that you have discovered it, you can overcome, you can transform yourself. On that note, I think people are getting tired. Good night, everyone. Thank you. Namaste. Don't follow religion, remember. If you follow religion, you are putting yourself in a box. And you are subject to manipulation, you are subject to, control and brainwash. Become religious. Do you understand? Cultivate love, cultivate devotion. Accept everything and everyone. Respect everything and everyone. No judgment what other people are doing. You are really good. Purpose of religion was to create a religiousness inside you. Take away all the garbage you hold inside your heart and head. But you forget that. Your aim is different, your start point is different. What happened? You forget about your religiousness, you become a puppet, branded ambassador of religion. So, be religious, don't follow religion. Hold love inside your heart, hold compassion inside your heart, hold kindness inside your heart. All the godly qualities that religion offers you, hold them. And every religion gives you same qualities. But why they have to be too many religions? Everybody talks about love, everybody talks about compassion, everybody talks about care. But what is the point? You don't need too many religions. You just need one religion. That is called love and compassion, love and kindness. But idea is good. If I only love myself, I have compassion, kindness towards myself, nobody else. But remember, there is nobody else exists other than you. Bye-bye. Thank you, everyone. Namaste on YouTube. Bye-bye. Thank you.